Hey there, Andrew from C1D Paintball. Chewie, we're home. I would have preferred, this is the graphic I'm using for this, the thumbnail. Prefer to use this one, but I'm not. What is that referring to? Well, we are playing this game at Army Globe Battlefield. Used to be known as LaSalle Paintball, used to be known as Arnold's, used to be known back in the day. The old timers knew it as Tombstone Paintball. We were members for the last 3 years. All 3 years LaSalle Paintball was there. And we being me and Connor, and we were rentals many times under Arnold's, and I did have an experience in paintball with it as Tombstone a long time ago. So we're here, we're back. Last time we played on this field was over a year ago, August 2020, when COVID briefly receded where we live, and they opened the field, and we had a good time then, but closed. COVID killed it. New owners bought it. Very enthusiastic, making a video about some of the, my overall impressions about the first game, the first day there. This is the first game, and so we are playing here. We are back home. We've played, I wanted to say dozens of games. It's probably hundreds of games. But anyway, we played a lot here. First game is a 2v3. Connor and I are teamed together. We don't feel great about being on a 2-on-3. Traditionally, we don't do well in those situations, even though we got a lot of experience on this field. The other team, great players. But still, they don't know the field as well. I don't think one of them's ever played there before, but two of them have, but they don't know it that well. But they're good players. Connor and I traditionally, we're like in a when it's just two of us starting in a game, especially at this field, we know it well. But being only two, it means you cover left and right and go from there. But anyway, it was a good time. We had a great time. I'm going to check my notes here because I got a lot to say. When do I not have a lot to say? The one thing going for us, though, is we do know the map. Now, there's been changes made, but we do know the map, and we do communicate well. And playing outdoors, basically, the only paintball we played since the last time we played there was outdoors, where there was a lot of communication at a brand new field that had multiple maps on it. So we learned to communicate even more. So that's where we are. But let's run the footage. Let's run the footage here.
Something we can do here, bud. Just give. Okay, no problem. Connor. Go on to. We can take. You want to play a hot corner here? Me and you both. You can view here, somebody can view there. What do you think? Oh, you want to go start here then, this side? I'll start over there. Good to go, Chief. Good to go. Just watch that mid gap, Connor.
Okay, I've paused before the main gameplay. Little tweaks to the field. You can see there's just a tiny gap here. We're on the south pass of the field. Normally this is a death trap, and it was much wider open, a firing lane on both sides. Now, in a lot of tweaks, and that's explained in another video where I'll go more into it, but the main thing about the positioning tweaks is the north and the south pass no longer have real clean wall-to-wall lines of sight beside this little sliver here, you see. And it means you got to adjust your game. For this game, you can't pass the center. That's a new one. So teams must stay on each side, and if the referee sees that it's going on too long, he shouts overtime, then they can cross over. So, but right now, and again, that's in the other video I made, or I am making, or I think released after this, whatever. It'll be out there eventually. When I lined up here and I saw this, it's like, so that lack of confidence Connor and I had playing together in a small teams thing like this, won't feel that great, but my heart is pumping because I know what's old is new again, and what's new is old again. These little tweaks add a much different element. But once more, I found myself saying, let's watch the game.
Right side, left side.
Now, it's been so long since I played on this field. I mean, a field I honestly I didn't think I'd ever play again at. And so I'm taking the safe thing here. I'm taking the south path, the right. Connor's taking the north, the left side from where we spawned. There's this little window as I pass by it. Just keep an eye on it because I can see mid from there. And even though I mentioned that the south pass is plugged up, I still peek over just to make sure if anybody's gone over there. So this is a safe spot that I've seen many, many times. The whole element that they can't cross the middle doesn't give me this urgency to be ready to fire and jump. I can go in there slowly and assess and see where we are. Now, it's not an easy shot, but I glance an enemy player in the mid area. He's leaning over two barrels because he's looking to get Connor. He knows where Connor is. Once again, it's not an easy shot. I'm going to fire 2 shots in. I'm going to get out lucky. I'm going to take him out. I'm going to level things up at 2 per side.
Take him out. Mid left is out. You said there's another one?
So after I kind of get lucky with that first headshot there, should be bragging. Well, of course it was a headshot. No, it was the only thing I saw. And I got lucky on that one. But then I what does it just set out? I said, I go to Connor. So there's another one. He just called out before that he spotted another player. Of course there's another one. There's 3 of them. So, bad choice of words, but really, look, I mean, he's my son. He's lived with me all these years. He knows my gibberish that I just want to know where the next guy is, of course. Now, take notice though in this little freeze frame that so my head's kind of turned to one way and my marker's down, but I'm still in that small but narrow firing lane, but I still can get hit. So I'm a little comfortable here, a little rusty at the field. Maybe this thing about not crossing the middle, I'm taking it a little easy, but hey, I just tied things up, but being exposed like this, I should use the old melon next time and stay a little bit behind cover. Not to throw the advantage back in their court.
Whoop, he's got an angle on me. Put it right across my face. I just shaved today. Don't mess up my face. Close doesn't count, my friend. Except in nuclear war. Then it counts.
Now in the previous pause, I mentioned that I should watch it, even that narrow firing lane, getting hit by it, but a shot glances right like an inch or 2 in front of my lens, and it's from the left. You can't see it here. There's a doorway you can see through this window, but there's another window to the left of that, just off camera, and that's where the shot came from. So they know where I am. This has always been a dynamic of this part of the field where they can go from there. None of the movements of any of the things they move in the middle change this, but a close call, but close doesn't count. Now I will kind of go around this building to my left because, he saw me, he took a shot at me in this window, so I'm going to go around that way, see if I can spot him. I do spot him. Just in the garage, not a shot I can really make. I was going to actually try the shot briefly, but in the corner of my eye off camera, the 3rd player of theirs is actually in the spot where I got the first one. So instead of taking that shot at the guy I see in the back of the garage, I don't want to risk it because that guy is his other teammate has me lined up.
Same spot. Is that the speed? Left side's tough for them to come, rather, or right, they're left. I think you got sharp left. We're old hangman.
So I make a call out to Connor, the old hangman position, old hangman. You know you've played in the field a long time when you refer to obsolete old positions where things used to be. Granted, the field has only been reopened under new ownership for a couple months, so it's a fairly recent change, but I kind of chuckled when I was editing this. It's like, how many people that just start playing now or know what the hell we're talking about? This is only a good call out when I'm playing with Connor or any other old vets that have been at the field prior to the changes.
They got the angle, it's just blind shooting right now.
I mentioned the guy's shooting blind. It's not blind fire. He knows where I am. Actually, you know what? It's more of a suppression. So he knows where I am. He's keeping me from advancing. Maybe he thinks I'll even stick out my head to take a peek, but not blind fire. He's just kind of shooting blindly. Suppression fire he's giving me.
Hey, you want to use that laser? I got one too, my friend.
All right, so I make a laser comment. I got a laser too. Really funny because Connor and I have had lasers for a long time. We use them in the fields and situational things, usually in the mountain. Other people had lasers, but it's rarely used against me. So what's happened here with this laser is, okay, he's got a beat on me. Knew that already. But I know there's only one of two places this can come from. And the guy's focused enough with his laser there on me. I'm actually gonna go around left. I'm gonna take a little bit of a risk here. I'm guessing if it's one of those two spots, his laser's lined up, but it's gonna be hard for him to hit me. So I kind of run around left to see what's going on there. Maybe I can spot this other guy just to get a different angle. Now, some people may say, Andrew, you saw the laser, it's the opposite. You shouldn't have ran and thought it was safe. Once again, I figure it's coming from one of these two spots. And you got that thing, it's even when he's there with the trigger, you run across, it takes a second or two for him to react and shoot. It takes a second or so for the ball to come over. So I've got this little open area to pass through, and even an old slow guy like me can do it within a couple of seconds. Well, maybe 3, but not as high risk as you'd think.
Right here, eh?
All right, let's take a look at this laser again. It's reared its head. This is what you call, officially in paintball and most sports, getting a break, getting a good bounce. Sometimes paintballs bounce. Don't want it to bounce. Actually, you do when it hits you, you want it to bounce. We get a break here because the way, unlike before when I saw the laser to my left and I said it was from one of two places, where this is right now, I know where he is. He's in the garage, the only place he can be flashing at. Now, I've already kind of spotted the other player, or the third player, so I got laser and I got the other player. So right away, it's like, I got a break. I don't necessarily want to call it a mistake, but I'm going to take advantage of what the player with the laser's done here. Using my experience and knowledge from the map, even though he's played it before, the gentleman on the other end of the laser doesn't have as much experience as myself on it. Now, as long as that laser is on the wall at the height it's at, I can take a little bit of risk and peek the same area, that corner. I mean, he's fixed on a certain area, like here, and then, my head's here, his laser's there. I'm gonna just pop out like this, a little lower, just to take a quick glance to verify what's going on. It's a little risky. Once again, we'll use that thing as it takes a second, 2 seconds to pop out. He's got to see it, drop his marker down and up. It's feasible he could hit me, but a quick peek, you can get away with it here.
In garage, okay?
Now I know Laser is already, yes, I'm calling him Laser. I did before, didn't you notice? I know he's in the garage, but Connor calls out, that he sees a guy in the garage. I kind of glanced before and I saw their speedball player, the other player. I know he's not in the garage unless he really quickly moved there because I just took a little peek. But it dawns to me, Connor didn't make a call out before. So before he was in the back of the garage, the back end, now he's on the other side closer to us behind the Jeep, the new position the Jeep is. So that's the logic in my head. Well, Connor didn't call him out, didn't say anything before. Now he calls it out. He must be at the Jeep. So this is formulating in my head. I glanced the other player before. He's around the hangman position. So I'm going to go out to the area near where I started before, and I'm going to expose myself there around the south path. I mentioned there's only that one little firing lane. Now I'm pretty sure the only two remaining players won't be near that firing lane. And with the new configuration, I can turn around there, and if that speedball player there is that the extra player, not the guy in the garage, the other one left. I glanced before, he's basically around hangman, but on the opposite side, I think I got a clear shot on this guy in the garage. Laser. That's right, I called him Laser. Now, most of the ideas that pop in my head during a game don't work out. That's just the way it is. Even the most perfect, bestest, I mispronounced that, I made up a word on purpose. The bestest paintball player will have ideas that maybe most of them work, but they don't all work. In my case, most of them don't work. In this case, it worked. And you can actually even see, because Laser, and by the way, Laser is the guy behind MWR Paintball. Great add-ons for the TMC. That's another video. My actually helmet cam during this game is a mount they made, which is miles above what I had before. Anyway, I'm still going to call him Laser. He had an action cam as well, so on this little replay here, you can see the light from his GoPro, and I managed to hit him in the head, up around there. Not on purpose. You never want to get a guy in the head. Anyway, but the good news is I took another guy out. So the idea worked out. I'm going to run here. As you can see, I'm behind cover again because I took shots across the field like that. That third and last player that I figured was behind cover around hangman. Well, I'm running behind cover here because I just fire these shots. What's to stop him from coming up? He knows exactly where I am and vulnerable. So I go behind here to avoid getting knocked out myself.
We got him behind hangman.
Now I just had to re-show this mostly because it looks like I was shooting at the at Laser as he was walking off the field. But you see this little freeze frame here? That is the head of the last remaining player on Laser's team, the blue team, by the way. Speedball player on their side. And when it starts back up here, you can see my shots are directed at where that guy's head was, not at Laser leaving the field, because that's not my style. And I've slapped a fresh magazine into the old TMC. We went from, Connor and I went from a 2v3 to now where it's a 2v1. We weren't very confident, now we're feeling good. Now I'll tell you one thing, their enemy player, speedball player, he ain't taking the easy way out. He's not going to a safer position. He's up at the front lines. He's had the beat on Connor. All three of their players were up focusing on Connor. That first guy who was at mid, he was trying to lean over the barrels to get Connor. The guy in garage was trying to approach Connor. He did have the laser on me, but he was approaching the north side where Connor was. And the speedball player the whole time has been around hangman, focusing in on Connor. But that speedball guy is not backing down. He's not going down without a fight. A lot of respect to that. And you know what? It ain't over till it's over, right?
I got him totally in my sights.
Now the ref has called that there's 1 minute left. another new feature that we saw at the Army Globe Battlefield. Just adjusting myself here. The referee will adjust the time. He's interactive. He's going to get the pulse of the game and make little modifications, like changing the time. 1 minute left, he calls, to keep things going, keep things interesting. So, I mean, had there been 3 minutes left on an original game of eight minutes long, let's say, we could have really toyed with this last player. But instead, by doing this, he's putting the pressure. Hey, we're up 2-1. We know where he is, but it's like, you know what? I think we got the pressure right now. I mean, the pressure is against us. Obviously, the guy with one. He's the guy who's alone on his team's got a lot of pressure. But had he not, turned it down to 1 minute left, it's like, oh my God, we gotta wipe him out. We only have a minute left. So it was a good move. I really like that. Now I did miss a glorious chance to end the game. Speedball. I said before, say it again. Not giving up. He's lining up Connor here, so he's got his side there, his arms up there with the marker. I have the opportunity to hit him with a flank, and I miss big time. There's 2 other kills I got, I told you. Many times, many videos, I'm not that great. Now, after this miss, clearly it's a miss. I didn't have to say it was a miss, because you probably said, how did you miss that? After this miss, I'm going to go around to the left. I'm not going to get another opportunity to shoot from there again, and the guy may turn there and realize, I was just shooting there, take me out. He's got the speedball fingers there. I'm going to get a little closer, going to circle left, get a different angle. The guy was concentrating on Connor. Even though I missed my shots, I mean, he didn't actually look at me. So I'm going to try to get a little closer, get a better shot. I know the angle here. I should be able to see him and should be able to take him out. But, should have, could have, whatever the expression is, just let's see what happens.
Hit, got him.
Game over.
Look, be there in a sec, guy. Give me. Whoa, it's over. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's how I said pop off. Shit, they're coming. Yeah, because here's the thing, is I think he had, no. It's like when I play a video game, I'll get 3 kills the first round, I'll get squad after. I was lucky. Are you serious? They just want me to borrow more stuff from them. No, it's unusual because you feel safe back there, I guess, with the car.
Yeah, but
this
spot's never safe.
Yeah.
All right,
No,
good job.
you put one.
We'll talk later.
I can't wait to see the cameras.
Okay,
let's,
Red team switching up. Good job, boys. 1-0 red team.
There's no score.
All right, so I let that run a little bit after the game was called. Referee didn't realize the game was over for a second there. But yeah. So Connor shows me, by the way, he shows me exactly how the North Pass is now got no end-to-end firing lane with the Jeep there. Awesome stuff. It's just this little tweak creates so many possibilities, so much strategy to the game. Okay, so I did make my flank, and I took the last player out. It was a good game. I don't have to read it. I see it here. I got all 3 players knocked out on the other team. That was me that did that. But I've mentioned karma in the past of the videos. Karma is, we played a lot more games that day, and I think I might have only got 3 or 4 more players all day. That's the way it is. You know what? It's good to go out there and back at the field. Chewie, we're home. Yeah, we did feel like a homecoming there. And it isn't because we won a game that we traditionally lose when there's only 2 of us to make us feel that way. The vibes for every game, and trust me, we did not win every game. They added players to our team too. It just wasn't the 2 of us, but you'll see the other videos. Great time, great game. I used up all my best shots that first game. I should really string them out. But look, It's all about having fun. We had a great time. There will be more videos from this day of action, and there'll be more videos even after that of other days of action, because we are going to be back at Army Globe Paintball, Army Globe Battlefield. The battlefield, that's paintball, and that's their battlefield. We will be back. We're going to become members for the winter, because you can't play paintball outside in the winter. I know the guys, those of you that do it, yeah, I just don't like to get cold. So great reffing, great teammate. In this case, there's one teammate. He's great. The other team, excellent. They will get their revenge. Trust me. They did, and you'll see it. Thanks for watching. Remember, go out there. Just go have a good time. Help the young players. Be positive. You're playing with veterans like this. I mean, you hear me talking all that. Just kind of fun banter back and forth. We had it all day because at the end of the day, it's only a game.
Game over.